Do. VoiceBox can take input text and output audio in a multitude of different voices.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
That right there was VoiceBox, Meta's text-to-speech program. Meta's VoiceBox can do actually a lot of things. One of the things that it can do is transient noise removal. So what is that exactly? That means like if you're recording audio and then you hear, let's say, the birds chirping, let's say you hear like your dog in the background barking at something, maybe like somebody dropped something or whatever, that noise in our audio can be removed. So in this clip right here,
zero weather in midwinter when the earth is frozen to a great depth below the surface, when then driving over the unpaved country roads, they give forth a hard metallic ring.
you can see that their person is talking, and then you hear the dog bark in the background. That was the input audio. But now output audio, take a listen.
In zero weather, in midwinter, when the earth is frozen to a great depth below the surface, when in driving over the unpaved country roads, they give forth a hard metallic ring.
You don't hear none of that. All you hear is just the person speaking clearly. That is amazing. They have other samples on here that tells you and shows you about a whole host of different things that could be done here, where it's like very loud ringing, like a doorbell or like a cell phone, one of them old timey telephones in the background ringing in front of your audio, but in the output audio it is crisp. Basically it takes like the text that you are putting in there and it kind of recreates the audio using the sample audio format and outputs a crisp, like in the person speaking voice. You know, it's actually pretty good. Also has content editing. So you see that right there? You saw how I just messed up that word editing? Let's say I'm gonna record this and I can't go back and change this. Let's say I'm on a podcast, I don't wanna go back and change this. But in the audio in VoiceBox, you can actually go in and retype the word that I'm trying to say, like editing, and I can go back and once it reads the editing word, it'll recreate the whole entire audio with me saying the word correctly. Now let's see this clip right here, exactly what I'm talking about.
Will find himself completely at a loss on occasions of common and constant recurrence. Speculative ability is one thing, and a practical ability is another.
You see how she stumbled up a little bit, but listen to the output, where the output is crisp. You don't even know that she messed up at all.
Will find himself completely at a loss on rare and unpredictable circumstances. Speculative ability is one thing, and a practical ability is another.
Now that's pretty amazing. VoiceBox also has zero-shot text-to-speech synthesis. And basically all that means is that it can match the style and tone of the speaker as well as like the audio source. So I'm pretty sure you've seen on YouTube with all these people with these Shure mics, but it can match that Shure mic one-to-one. What about, like, let's say you're a teacher or professor in the auditorium, right? And they're making a speech. You know that sounds a lot different, but they can match that one-to-one in their audio source. Take a listen to this. This sounds like somebody who's in an auditorium classroom speaking on one of those microphones.
Gapes, there's the first symptom.
Listen to this.
VoiceBox is the Swiss Army knife of text-to-speech, acing multiple languages, changing voice styles, and dishing out custom samples.
It recreates it with the actual output tone of everything, and it just captures it perfectly. Like, that is amazing to me. Not only that, but VoiceBox can also do cross-lingual style transfer. Now that's a big deal, meaning that if I'm speaking in English, it can transform my voice to be in Spanish and 6 other languages right now. I'm pretty sure it could be expanded to more, but not only does it transfer it, but it also sounds like me. Look at this example right here.
S'ils veulent les monter et s'en servir, ne les gâtent-ils pas?
See by this example that admirable as is the progress accomplished in certain regions of physics, there still exist many over-neglected regions which remain in painful darkness.
Where it has this person speaking English and it transfers it to like a different language. It's crazy, isn't it? Also, they have diverse speech generation. Basically, if you don't have a sample audio, and all these sample clips seem like they're being trained off of like 3-second audio, like very short samples, not long at all. So what they do is diverse speech generation. Basically, all you do is put text in the box, and it can just automatically output different voices that you can hear, and it sounds very realistic. It is actually crazy. Now, as of now, what we know is that this isn't open to the public yet. It's coming out, but they're saying this will be open source, which is crazy. Right now, I think the top platform is 11 Lab. That one sounds the most human and the least robotic. That thing sounds like you're really talking to somebody, like especially when you train it to use somebody's voice. It's scary. There's actually a video I just put out where 11 Lab has this AI detection that shows you if you put in some audio in there to tell you that, hey, this is 11 Labs audio or not. And they're making strides to make sure that, like, hey, you know, people may be using our software, our platform. We don't want you to be tricked. We want you to be able to, like, know what's real or what's fake. And like the accuracy is pretty good. You should check out that video. But with that being said, this comparing to 11 Labs, this is pretty close. They can do a little bit more than what 11 Labs can do right now, as far as maybe taking out the audio, like putting in input audio. But I think there is another platform that does this. I think you can edit like a podcast. Like you can like read your voice in that podcast. And in that podcast, like if you mess up, you can do the same thing, similar things here. And like I know there's some other platforms that you can transform your language, your voice into other languages. Now that's pretty cool and everything, but this one is like kind of like a one-stop shop and does a lot of those things that these different tools do all in one, and it's free and open source. So I can't wait for this to come out. If you want to see more videos about AI, please like and subscribe. With that being said, your boy Dex, not Dexter, out.